So for the Sony State of Play, I'll talk about the few games that did interest me, or that I know the most about. But the first one was WWE. I haven't bought a WWE title in years because 2K makes them and 2K practically makes the same games. But I will say that this current release does look interesting with the island and everything. And I saw that you could have up to 50 other players, which it's not the most anticipated game of the year, but you know, it was expected. And it was well known that it was going to happen. So I'll keep more tabs on it, as it's not a game that I'd immediately shoot the gun to buy. But I will, look at it later in the future and see if people like it enough. Since the problem with these games is that they always come out every single year. And because of that, after 1 year, the fun's over, the online's dead, and everything you bought is worthless. But outside of that, the fountain with the spinning title, that was cool. The Rey Mysterio statue, that was cool. I think I also saw Andre the Giant statue somewhere. Overall, a pretty cool thing with a bunch of stuff, but not really something I'm too hyped about. The next one I was really interested was Onimusha Way of the Sword. I feel like this game might actually be one that I buy. I'll look further into it, but it looks like, I wouldn't call it exactly a Dark Souls game, but it looks like it'd be that type of game where it's hard overall and it's single player. Something that would just be fun for people who play hard games and all that. Based off where a guy basically fights multiple monsters, multiple bosses. He can use other people's momentum to kill each other. And yeah, overall a pretty cool event. The next title that piqued my interest was Lost Soulside. It felt like a mixture of, if it was Final Fantasy, Devil May Cry, and Infamous, where the gameplay, it just felt like that to me. And I love games like those. So I'm gonna look further into it, as I believe this one I might buy if it's actually as good as it looks in the trailer. And yeah, it's just overall pretty cool. Now, Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. For me, I really hope this game keeps a lot of the stuff that was in the original game. As you know, some newer games have this habit of removing content or removing things that aren't accepted now, which kinda sucks. But if it is as cool as I think it's gonna be, I'd love to play it. This is one of the few ones that I think I'll immediately splurge on without waiting for people to really play it beforehand, because I love Metal Gear Solid games. As you can tell, I played one of them on my channel. But yeah, every Metal Gear Solid game's cool. They're very political, based off of the military. And it shows that political games can work, if done correctly. It shows the best and worst parts of war. And I would like it to be exactly as it used to be. And also, Snake Eater, the original. Like, that's one of the best Metal Gear Solid games ever. And in terms of the PS2, it probably is the best game ever made on the PS2 for Metal Gear. There are other great titles, but I think this is the most popular of all of the older ones. There's another game that it was just Stellar Blade for the PC. Once again, it's another one of those games that I know people love, and the models look amazing and everything, so I haven't played it myself, but I might give it a try eventually. Just because, it's just a PC release, basic. They released them after a few months on the PlayStation, nothing too unordinary now. But yeah, great character, great models, and then a bunch of weird content from people on YouTube. But anyways, great game. And then there is Shinobi Art of Vengeance. It looks like a game I played before. I can't tell you exactly what the title was, but I remember I played a game that was exactly like this. It was 2D where you just fought things. I think this is not gonna be like the most, amazing game ever made. The game is just gonna be a great game, great for what it is, great to have fun, and then, yeah, kind of like a I guess, game to play while you wait for something else, like, bigger, more interesting to come out. That's at least my perspective, but it looks pretty cool, it looks fun, and a lot of games like that are just that. They are fun, they don't require a huge amount of money to make, but they are, if they're well done, they can be some of the most fun games to play over and over again because of how little stress you have over to do the entire story or do a bunch of stuff. And the combat looks pretty fun as well, so I'll keep an eye on that one. They also had a Sonic racing game, which, I mean, I guess it's okay. It's for little kids. It's probably to take advantage of that. Also to take advantage of the people who like Super Mario Kart, but not something super interesting. It looks nice, and it's probably capitalizing on the movie as well. But yeah, not too much to say about it because it's not something I'm really interested in buying. But it is just there for anyone who likes racing games or maybe has a child or a little kid so they can play it. And then there was Digimon, a title I did not expect to see. I haven't heard of Digimon since, like, Nickelodeon, I'm pretty sure. Or Cartoon Network. Whichever one, showed the anime for it. That's the very last time I heard of Digimon. So, yeah. I mean, Digimon is pretty popular, at least in Japan. I don't know how popular it is in America, because, I haven't even heard of it until now. And that it's been like probably maybe 10, 12 years since I've actually seen anything in America related to Digimon. So I don't think it's gonna be anything revolutionary or crazy. It's probably just gonna feel like a Pokemon game on the PlayStation. Where they're capitalizing on a market that is only exclusive to Switch, really. Yeah, not too much to say about it besides that. So my overall perspective is that it could have been better. They had a few games that, I wasn't too interested in because, they weren't really much to talk about. But some of these people have expectations that State of Play is going to be like the most groundbreaking, earth-shattering thing in the world, when in reality it's just a showcase of some of the games they have. The only downside I would say is the lack of exclusives for PlayStation, which, is a little annoying, but for the exclusives we do have a decent chunk of them that are still pretty good. But yeah, it just shows that, at least for us, well, not us, more like, it's that some people expect you to give them the world, to give them the greatest thing ever, every single time. When in reality, all State of Play had to do was just be good enough to get you interested in like 1 or 2 games. That's all they really needed to capitalize on. They didn't need to like show a groundbreaking GTA 5 new trailer or anything, because some people expected that. And yeah, that's pretty much it, so just do whatever you want.